guys. Okay, so I have just been playing and with my sewing machine, and I have been I have been following along roughly with the latest video that Tracie Fox has put out on how to sew paper on your sewing machine. Granted, it was aimed at beginners, but you know, I've still got a long way to go. Although I can use a sewing machine, I'm still not that great with it. So yeah, I figured I'd try out some of her little tips and tricks, and I had such a blast. It was so much fun. I filmed some of it, and I'm going to speed it. I'll add it on the end of here, and I will speed it up. Yeah, I'll speed it up and add some music. I didn't speak through it or anything, and the sewing machine's noisy, and sometimes I went really slow, sometimes I went a bit faster, so I will just speed it up for you guys, otherwise you'll be bored stiff. Now, these are freebies in Tracie's Facebook group, the Foxy Crafters group, and the hashtag, if you want to follow along, is howtobotanical. It is a collaboration that Tracie is doing with Bella and... oh, I can't remember. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I can't remember, but I will pop the links below. Wow, can't believe I forgot. It doesn't say either. But yes, like I said, these are freebies in Tracie's Facebook group, so pop along to the Foxy Crafters and pick these up. So that's this one, and then you have this one here with some pockets and some little tabs and stuff, labels. Then you've got one here with tags, which is just super cute, and then you have a embellishments set here. And yes, so this one in Tracie's video, she didn't show, well, she just turned it into an envelope, basically. I love the back of that, that's awesome. Yeah, she turned it into an envelope actually, but what I did were I sewed around it a bit like a franking paper, as we call them, like we do them with pieces of paper and tags and things, where you piece bits together like this, a bit like a collage, and then sew around each piece, and it gives the kind of appearance of Frankenstein, you know, like Frankenstein's monster sort of thing. So we tend to call them franking pages or franken tags and stuff like that. But yeah, I love how that looks on the back. So I will turn that into an envelope later. What I did with mine were, I don't want to cut these threads too much because I didn't backstitch on some of them, so it could just come unravelled. What I did were, I went round a lot of them, not all of them, but I went round the main ones sort of thing, and then at the end I went round the whole thing with just a straight stitch. As you can see, that's where I went around some of the pieces. Looks like I've missed a big chunk there actually. Oh no, I didn't, because it's there. Okay, that's the kitten trashing the kitchen. Honestly. There's a big gap there because that bit there on that side has a label. I didn't sew around that, and then I went down that bit. I didn't join them up in a lot of places, but I'm not bothered about that. It just adds to the effect, which is super cool. So this, when it's done, will be kind of like so, as an envelope or something along those lines. Or was it that way? That way. Yeah, something along those lines. I will fold that later, as I said. But yeah, so that's that. I'm kind of not here to make the stuff, I'm just here to show what I did. And seriously guys, check out a video and follow along. I sewed around these whilst they were still on the sheet. You probably can't see properly because I did them with green thread. Yeah, let me just chop some of these off. I did do them with just green thread because it ties in with the botanical theme. And there we go. Yeah, so this one I did a straight stitch, This one I did a zigzag stitch, and I did it all the way along because that would be the top of the pocket. I did actually end up going over on some. This one I did a zigzag stitch just on the inside there as well when it's folded over. I didn't go around them because them are to cut out and put on the tags and different things. But yeah, so cool. Love those shapes as well. And then I did go around the tags, as you can see. This one I did a zigzag stitch, this one I did a straight stitch, and this one was a combination of a few different stitches. Kind of show off. Excuse me. Let's get rid of them. I love that. I really love that. Not straight like, but you can see on the back how not straight it is. Also, you can see here how not straight it is. This is the thing, I can sew on paper all day long, but I can't quite yet gauge when to stop, like here, when to stop to line up at the bottom, you know, how far not to go before, yeah. It's alright with a zigzag stitch, but with a straight stitch, I've no idea when to stop before running off the edge of the page or coming, like, too far up. I'm just, yeah, hopeless. Although I managed to get a fairly decent edge there. But yeah, so here we are. The zigzag went slightly over there, but I'm not bothered because I will just cut along there and then I'll back this onto something else. Then we've got the straight stitch there. I'm tempted to go back and do that, but this will be layered up with other things. And then this one, again, I come too far to the edge, but I quite like that, so I'll back that with something, or I'll leave an extra bit on and then just ink it. Way too far up there, so I went around this with a fancy flower stitch that I have on my sewing machine up the edge there, and then along with a straight stitch, down with a straight stitch, bit of zigzag, straight stitch, bit of zigzag around the corner, straight stitch to match up there, meet up there, back stitch to reinforce. But I love how it looks on the back as well. You can really tell there how wonky it is. That's not too bad, but that is really, yeah, wonky. But yeah, so I enjoyed doing that. Now this was my favourite, absolute favourite. I love this. I have never yet once, until just now, been able to sew around anything circular or oval shape, or even the half circular shapes, without making a complete pig's ear of it. Now granted, this isn't perfect, but this is like the best I've ever managed to get it, with the little tips and tricks that Tracie shows, and I absolutely love that. I'm so pleased. It's like I can't stop smiling when I look at it. I'm like, yeah, I did it. And as I said, this one I just went around it with a straight stitch, with the exact same process. Went around it with a straight stitch, but a little bit wobbly there because the line on the edge of that is very faint, so I couldn't always tell whether I was on the line or not, keeping it lined up. So I am a bit wonky in places, but I'm super happy with that. Although in hindsight, with the straight stitch, I should have come further in, because now I've kind of got nowhere to cut without cutting through the stitch. And same with this really, but hey ho, you live and learn. Good for practice though. But yeah, so you know, I can do other things with these after. These I'm just going to cut out and add to the tags, and then I'll probably sew around them afterwards anyway, but I just wanted to play. So I mean, I could keep that anyway, just cut them there and then print it out and do it again. And once again, my printheads need cleaning, which is really annoying because I only did it the other day, got lines down everything. Yeah, so super frustrating, but there we go guys. I love that. That is fairly, not absolutely, you can see there, but that is fairly perfect. I'm absolutely loving that. I'm so pleased with that. But yeah, so there we are guys. So using Tracie's tips and tricks and techniques, and you know, some of her other tips and tricks with regards to stitch lengths and tension and things like that. Just, yeah, perfect. I loved it. It really helped. A lot of it I already knew anyway, but I just keep forgetting to put it into practice. So yeah, have a go guys, seriously, have a go. And like I said, if you're a member of Tracie's Foxy Crafters group, then you can get this this and this, minus the sewing obviously, for free. So yeah, awesome. She also has a Word document that gives a load of information. I have that here actually. Printed it out, folded it up and put it in the back of my sewing machine cover pocket, and then it's all there. But yeah, not going to go through it all, guys, you know, but you know, them's all sewing on paper tips for beginners, and it's really useful. All I did was just took the main ones and, you know, popped them down there. But yeah, so I have this now folded up in the big pocket on the back of my sewing machine cover, and then I know where it is with the sewing machine manual that I never look at. But yeah, so there we are, guys. I had such fun doing this. Thank you so much, Tracie, you know, especially for this. I just love this so much, the fact that I can now sew around a circle or an oval. Not perfectly, mind, but I can do it, yay, and not stress about it. I just went super slow. I literally went at a snail's pace on that, so it's a good job I sped it up, because I use my sewing machine on automatic, and it is on the very lowest setting, which I love about this machine. It does have a low to high setting. You can like move it up and down. And it was on the very lowest one, but instead of actually setting it to sew and moving along, even on the lowest setting, for me sometimes it's too fast. So what I was doing, where I have a button that's needle up, needle down, so I push that button. It's also my backstitch button. If I hold it, it backstitches, but if I don't and just push it once, needle goes up. If I push it again, needle goes down. Push it up, you know, push it once, needle up. But as the needle goes up, it does feed the paper through. So instead of turning the wheel manually like I used to with my other machine, when I just wanted to do a little stitch on my own, I use the needle up, needle down button. I'm doing that, but it's just one button. And I literally did that for the whole thing of this, all the way around. I literally got the needle in, and then I would just like needle up, needle down, needle up, needle down, needle up, just one push at a time, going all the way around, really, really, really slowly, all the way around. And then when I got to here, when I got to there, I did do a little bit of a back stitch. But yeah, but it worked, guys. Same with this, just one little, you know, one at a time, super slow. It took me about 10-15 minutes to do that. It took me about 6 or 7 minutes to do that. But yeah, but it was worth it, because I just love the outcome. I really do. So yeah, anyway, I am going to love you and leave you, guys. Again, thank you so much, Tracie, for your brilliant advice, tips and tricks and stuff, and I'm so chuffed with that. So chuffed. Yeah, so I'm gonna love you and leave you, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, thank you, Tracie. Amazing. And yeah, I keep moving these around for a thumbnail, but I've changed back to my old thumbnail template. I lost it for a while, that's why I've had different ones, but then I found it again. Yeah, so I'm just going to use that because I'm super happy about that, so I'm just going to use that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye!